Hi Taurus, how's it going, guys? Happy February 2017. I hope the start of the month has been good to you. Taurus, I wanted to start with Virgo in terms of covering, in which sign to cover today, but I'm in a very business-minded state. There's been a lot of talk about work, money, and there's no better fitting sign than Taurus because you are entrepreneurial creatures. Definitely the most successful sign when it comes to enjoying the finer things in life, luxuries. You work so that you can have that fun weekend, so that you can deserve to have that glass of wine. You guys are hard workers. Capricorn is also a very, very hard worker. But you harness this business spirit more effectively, I feel. I know. Let's see what the cards have for you. I'm splitting up this reading general and love. We're starting with the general portion of the reading now. This one wants to come out. Or did it? Did it not? No, that was two. These two. It's a quiet month for you guys. There's a lot of thinking. There's a lot of contemplation. Nothing too serious, but there's forward thought as well. So your thinking is directed towards your plans for the future. You're resting in your thought right now and just wondering where you should exert your efforts. It's a tricky time for everyone right now, especially if you're in the United States. There are a lot of changes you guys are going through. I get this. These changes are impacting the rest of the world. I don't want to get political. I don't want to get religious. I don't want to digress. But suffice it to say that the decisions our leaders are taking on our behalf are impacting how optimistic we see ourselves in the next few years, or where we see ourselves. For some of you, it's drastically changed your future plans, your retirement plans. If you're at this point in your career where you're about to start, you were thinking of retiring. Even when it comes to things like deciding where to invest in a vacation home, deciding where to go this summer, to take a couple of months off, visa issues, settlement issues, contractual problems, freaking changes in all sorts of laws, international and domestic. It's just a little bit crazy right now. So everyone's kind of like, well, we don't really know what to do. It's like this is now the time where we have to rest on our laurels, because it's not a very good time for us to think on an expansive level. We can't expand our resources. We can't take any risks. We kind of have to settle with what we've got. If we were thinking about taking any risks, we have to tone it down. Now is not a very good time. We have to be realistic. We have to be rational. We have to be responsible. We have to think of our children. We have to think of our own future. Even if we don't have any kids, if we wanted to get married, is it a good time? If we wanted to buy a house or a car or invest in a new business venture, a lot of thoughts going on, and a lot of anxiety that comes with this as well. A lot of passion that you're not so sure what to do with anymore, that you're just holding close to your chest. There's like a lot of, when it comes to this Ace of Cups here, there's so much you want to give. And so much people around you want to give you as well. But it's kind of, I'm getting this sensation of a delay. Something being put on hold for an indefinite amount of time as well. Where you can't catch a break. Where every time you think it's like it's okay for you to let go and loosen up, this thought pops into your mind where you're just like, it's not the right time to just like be happy-go-lucky. Maybe now's not the right time to get into a relationship. Too much is going on. Too much is going on, and I'm just gonna reserve this love for like a time, a time well suited, for it, better suited for it. And others around you are also doing this. And so there's this feeling of neglecting one another, taking each other for granted, not on purpose though, but on a more subconscious, unconscious level where each person just has to take care of their own business. And it comes off as a bit conceited, where you're just like, oh, so I don't matter anymore? This is not, again, okay, this is not the love portion of your reading, so I'm sorry, I should not digress. I should just stick to this on a more general plane. Let this apply however it applies. We're talking about a lot of emotions here, but we're talking about emotions, like there's also a sense of reticence, and there's a sense of just reluctance in general to do much with this feeling, and you don't necessarily know where it's coming from. You don't necessarily know why you're feeling hesitant. It's just the energy that I'm catching onto right now. So it's like you'd rather just stay at home and see what comes along. You'd rather not press your luck right now, basically. In fact, you'd rather leave it up to the universe to decide for you, where you're just like, I'm not going to take any decisions. I'm not going to take any risks. I kind of just want to, see what the universe has in store for me. And in fact, you'll be surprised that it's actually more effective for you to do that right now. It's actually more effective for you to hold back, relax, don't take any action this month. It's not an action month for you. I don't care what the astrology says. I'm just going with my gut. I'm not saying astrology is not important or doesn't play a role, because it does. But I'll be honest that I didn't look at the astrology for your sign, or I haven't looked at the astrology for your sign or for any of the earth elements this month, and I'm just going with what I feel. I'm going with my gut instinct on this. I'm going with what I'm picking up from people around me as well. So, others, again, may feel like you're withholding a lot from them, that you're kind of out to please yourself and yourself alone. But in essence, you're doing this because by satisfying your own needs, by handling your own personal needs first and foremost, then you can attend to the needs of others. Yeah. I'm getting a lot of the wheel is spinning, kind of, not just because there's the wheel of fortune here, but it's more like you're gradually doing things for yourself. You're boxing yourself up, but you're doing this on purpose. There is just, I don't see you being very social. No, I really don't. I see you kind of just like being at home, being by yourself or with family, and being a bit more private about what's occurring in your heart, not just in your mind, but your emotions right now. Not necessarily revealing your thoughts or feelings to those around you. And there's nothing to worry about though. I don't feel like there's anything to worry about. Like, people are not judging you for this at all. It's simply like people are acknowledging that you can get like that. You can get like that sometimes. There's a reason for it, and there's usually a good, like, it's usually for the highest good of yourself and those around you. And those who know you know this. Know that, like, it's okay. It's just a phase that he or she is going through. He or she will get over it. The next thing you know, they're going to be calling us up soon to hang out. But it's not going to be anytime soon. Not before you lay to rest all the worries and the anxieties that are floating about in your mind. Not before you deal with certain emotional decisions that you have to make. And I feel like this can have to do with a partnership and the potential of like becoming serious with someone. We'll look into that in more detail with your love reading. I'll have a look at this Ace of Cups here, because this Ace of Cups is it's a bit in the unknown for you and others. It's like your blind spot, but it's also other people's blind spot, and let's just see what there is to say with this Ace of Cups. I'll bring down the screen. You guys can watch me shuffle if you want to watch me shuffle. So I'm clarifying with the Rider-Waite because there's really no other more reliable deck, to be honest, in my experience. No, wow. Okay. Yeah, so we are talking here about like withholding, because again we're talking about this Ace of Cups here, withholding emotions for the time being, for the better needs of growing your finances and dealing with like future plans as it involves your house, your home, your family, where you know you have plans for this, exciting ideas, exciting prospects as well. There's strong conviction. There's a lot of conviction here. However, it's not the right time actually. So this card has come up, like it's the second card to pop out, and when I'm clarifying the way I am right now, the second card is always what, like, I mean, this is a major arcana. We have to listen to it, of course. This is also the Leo card with strength here, but it's not the right time for you to reveal these passions, emotions, and convictions that you have as it regards making more solid plans. I'm really getting a sensation of like buying a house here, retiring, knowing what to do with retirement money and funds, or money that's just come in. Like some of you may have experienced certain windfalls recently, which is great, of course, but because things may be a little bit unstable right now, not necessarily with you, but it's just the general economy that's just not so great, then you're thinking maybe it's best to hold off, regardless of all the exciting feelings that you have. Like, I'll reserve this strength for another time, basically. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, wow, okay. Right, okay. So, it's a good time to be rational and responsible. Again, there's this idea of like letting emotions get the better of you. Like at the moment they start to touch the surface, you might lose your temper a bit because you want to rush into things. But at the same time, you need to act in a responsible manner and in a structured way. Like that is the key that will unlock how you can go forth with whatever project we're talking about here. So you need to get things in order. That's what's coming through. Get things in order. But don't get too cocky about it. Like, don't get too cocky about it. There's so much fire here. This investment, if we're talking about an investment, that is really involving a fire sign, either Leo or Aries here. The end result is that after this surge of emotion comes through, things will calm down. You'll have a better idea of where to go, how to deal with things. And that's a very good thing, but really not before you structure your thoughts. Not before you structure your thoughts and you temper yourself a little bit in terms of not letting things get too out of hand. Do not power trip. Don't power trip. And just, get a hold of your emotions. Things will play out in your favor, like especially with this Wheel of Fortune on your side. Okay, guys. I'm really struggling to keep these readings short. But that is my goal. That is seriously my goal. I don't need to, but I want to keep things concise and to the point. But I also don't want to rush. Let's see what's in the cards for love. Oh. Wow, okay. It is a very good time, again, for you. Like, it's, if ever there was a good time to sit with your thoughts and use the power of visualization, it is now. If you can see yourself being in a particular position or country or with someone, it is now. If you can see this, if you can visualize it, as though you were there, as though it was already happening, then this is something that you can trust your intuition with. Because Taurus usually, I mean, I know you guys like to be practical about things. So if you see a benefit to being with someone, if you see how you can both help each other grow, then that's usually a good indication of the relationship being a success, right? Like, maybe you usually like to look at facts and figures, but trust in the gut sensation right now. Trust in the daydreaming that you might be going through. I mean, I'm saying this because of the Page of Cups. This is something that both you and your partner of interest may be doing, and privately so as well. I mean, you're not privy to this. They're not privy to it. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's something that crosses your mind and crosses theirs, where you're just like, thinking about the other person, and what they're doing this while they're thinking of you, which is actually like, it's serendipity that way. Or you might be thinking of them, then you get a text or a call, or they're thinking of you, and then you send them a text and you send them a phone call, and it's synchronicities like this that make you feel like it's fated. There is a karmic tie to this relationship here that I need to make you aware of, which might not have crossed your mind. Or maybe it did, especially if I'm right about the synchronicities happening. If you're not very spiritual, though, then you may have not noticed, where you're just like, it's coincidence. It's coincidence. Like, what are the odds of that happening? It can happen. Chances are low, but hey, even if there's a 1% chance of, like, that being the case, well, like, yeah, it was just probability. It was just chance. But for those who are more spiritually inclined, this is a karmic relationship. There is something that needs to be learned. There is something that needs to be released from the past here. There's like this nagging sensation that this, whatever relationship it is, with whomever it is going to take quite a bit of effort from your part. Quite a bit of effort. It may seem seamless to the other person. They may have more time for you. They may be able to fit you into their schedule more effectively. But with you, you need to juggle between things to get this incorporated into your life. If you want to be able to reap the rewards of having a partnership like this strong, you have to put in the work. You need to put in the work. If you're feeling kind of lazy right now, Taurus, well, I hate to break it to you, you need to put in the work for this relationship to succeed. It might be one, just look at it as a personal project. This might be something that you want to invest in anyway. You'll be pretty good at it. I see you managing your work and this love pretty well, actually. Might be bumpy at first, but again, it's all about visualization. It's all about being able to see yourself in this relationship for the long haul, that will motivate you to want to put in the extra hours and the extra effort. And once you do that, you're going to find that, like, it's quite enjoyable, that you get to this routine. You find this nice new routine between work and love that you can work with, that you can actually deal with. And this can also be a part of the lessons that need to be learned here, balancing things out. And again, don't forget to temper yourself, and don't forget to avoid going on that power trip. Avoid needing to have too much control as well, because that might tire you out. You might just get burnt out, and if you get burnt out, well, then there is no pursuing anyone, right? Especially if you're going through that phase where you're like, I would rather be alone now. I'd rather spend some time to myself. Like, I don't necessarily want to share my pleasures with anyone. But it's a little bit ironic because, you know, as you do that, you're also like sitting there thinking about this person. Should I call them or not? But I'm not in the mood. I don't know. Okay. What's this judgment about? Ah. Ooh. Wow. So many cards. So many cards. Oh my god. Too many cards. Too many goddamn cards. All me. Oof. Wow. I'm just gonna put these back here, back in the deck, because we're already dealing with a major arcana, and most of the cards that just popped out were major arcanas, but a bit too many of them. And that will just, I think that will just lend a hand to more confusion. It's meant to be. It's meant to be. Okay. What are we talking about here? We're talking about empowerment and self-growth and development. We're talking about releasing this anxiety and this self-destruction, self-destructive thoughts. You want to trigger this new beginning. You need to trigger a transformation within yourself. It must start within yourself before you see any success happen with this person, with this Empress. Earth signs coming, really, like there's a strong earthy element here. Yeah, so much earth. It's going to be rather experimental. It's going to be fun. Don't be surprised if it starts off on a very light note. Don't take it too seriously, Taurus. Just go with it. Go with the flow. See where it leads. Use it to your benefit. Think about your own growth and development. Think about... There's a lot of, you know, possibility, and there's a lot of potential here. There is a lot of potential as it, you know, as it may arise from this karmic tie, this karmic relationship here, but it's not one that's going to come easy. You have to overcome these self-destructive thoughts that you're engaging in right now in order to allow for this transformation to occur, and it will occur. Once it occurs, once you let go and admit to certain patterns that you've imposed in other relationships in the past, only then will you feel like you can really start anew and be more capable of taking on this relationship, which you can really learn a lot from. You can, especially like with this Page of Pentacles. That's why I'm getting this, like, it's going to be a very experimental relationship, but it's also going to be very grounded and one that you're comfortable with, possibly with another earth sign, and so I see that you guys would get along. I don't know who we're talking about here, but, you know, this is just the feeling I'm getting. Yeah, so there we go, Taurus. Cool. Lovely. But don't forget, yeah, this is the work that needs to be done, right? Okay. This is all what these cards that we just clarified right now also has a lot to do with the work that needs to be done. Kind of already know this, and that's why you're maybe a bit reticent, where you're just like, I don't want to. Do I have to? Yeah, you kind of do. That's where all of this is coming in. where you know you need to put in the work. And it's not going to come easy. It's not going to be easy, but it's worth it. Okay. Bye, Taurus. Take good care of yourself.